Here's the thing. Rian Johnson's Knives Out movies depend on the element of surprise. The fun of these films is how he keeps you guessing throughout, with Johnson something a master of cinematic sleight of hand. As such, as a reviewer, in order to keep my conscience clear, I can't give away too much, and in fact, as a journalist, received an impassioned letter from Johnson himself begging us not to. And since I don't want to spoil anyone's enjoyment, I'm not going to say too much, but suffice to say, Wake Up Dead Man is another fun romp, with Johnson doing a great job closing up his Benoit Blanc trilogy, if indeed this is the end. So in this one, Benoit Blanc, once again played by Daniel Craig, tries to prove the innocence of a dedicated Catholic priest played by Josh O'Connor, who's been accused of murder. Now, each movie in this series has been distinctly different, with the first a more traditional Agatha Christie-style whodunit, while the sequel, flush with Netflix money, took a decidedly more lavish approach, very much in the mode of the 70s mystery The Last of Sheila. Wake Up Dead Man takes a more gothic turn, with the work of Edgar Allan Poe a strong influence. It's set in upstate New York and differs from the other movies in that the hero of the film really isn't Blanc this time, or even the innocent he helps, like Ana de Armas in the first or Janelle Monáe in the second. Blanc actually doesn't appear until about 40 minutes or so into the movie, with the story centered around a priest, Judd Duplessis, played by Josh O'Connor, who's not quite the wide-eyed innocent that we're used to in these movies. He's a more brooding hero in the film noir vein, with an origin that's been pinched from the quiet man, being an ex-boxer who killed a man in the ring. Now has become a priest, albeit one with a penchant for punching people out, who winds up at a parish run by Monsignor Jefferson Mix, played by a distinctly and deliberately Trumpian Josh Brolin, who preaches an agenda of hate and obedience the young priest finds repugnant. The movie revolves around, what else? A murder, but I'm not going to reveal who gets killed. The suspects include a drunk doctor played by Jeremy Renner, a wacky writer played by Andrew Scott, a lawyer played by Kerry Washington, her right-leaning, much younger brother played by Daryl McCormack, an ailing former cellist played by Kaylee Spaney, the Monsignor's right-hand woman played by Glenn Close, and her lover played by Thomas Hayden Church, and of course the Monsignor himself. Johnson keeps the film fresh and nimble on its feet despite the lengthy 144-minute running time. Once the non-believing Blanc enters the scene, with Craig camping up even more than in the last few movies, the most intriguing point becomes the ideological tug-of-war between the atheist Blanc and the strikingly pious and kind young priest, whose compassion can't be denied, even by Blanc. My only real issue with Wake Up Dead Man is that the cast is too big. Renner gets next to nothing to do, as does Scott, while Mila Kunis has a one-note role as a deputy tasked with helping Blanc. The movie is dominated by O'Connor, who shows off a brooding side mixed with compassion that will likely land him on the A-list before long. Likewise, Brolin and Close are the other ones with the juiciest material, with Brolin devouring the scenery in a role that feels tailor-made. Curiously, it's Craig who feels shortchanged this time, with Blanc strikingly passive compared to the other films, where he's always one step ahead. As usual, Johnson's technical credits are impeccable, with his regular composer Nathan Johnson supplying a Danny Elfman-esque score. The mood and atmosphere feel right out of Gothic classic, although there's a lot of humor, including a Star Wars nod that definitely brought the house down. Wake Up Dead Man is another wildly entertaining entry in Johnson's Benoit Blanc mystery series, and O'Connor may be the most compelling central character we've followed thus far. If Benoit Blanc takes a bit of a backseat and is weak this time, O'Connor more than makes up for it. It will no doubt please fans of the series and would certainly benefit from a robust theatrical run, as these really are the kinds of movies that are especially fun to watch with a captive audience. So I give this one a very strong 8 out of 10.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.